Alrighty, so agents, we are 1 week into the Dust Storm event. When it was first announced, the reception was pretty mixed. In my opinion, I think that the sentiment on the whole event has shifted for the better. However, there is something overshadowing it, which we will get into. Well, let's talk about the positives real quick here first. The dynamic weather system, I think it's absolutely incredible. In fact, once the storm clears and it kind of looks like this, I wish this is how New York looked permanently. Like once the event ends, keep this dark, gritty look and feel that you have given to New York with this event. I think it's absolutely incredible. On top of that, we have the Dust Devils that bring us constant chaos. You're always in combat, there is always something to do. Then we have the two new named bosses. Once you first kill them, at least for the first time, you get their masks as a reward. They give you guaranteed keys. There's a new hunter. You get his mask every time you kill the hunter. That's another guaranteed key. We have the Riker caches that are scattered all over New York, which reset daily, giving you chances at prototype gear, highly sought after named items like the Lexington, Turmoil, knee pads, the Quick Step pistol, actual master mission raid exotics. Like we've got the Tempest, uh, all kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff. There are some old exotics in there as well, which I've gotten tons of exotics. We have the new rabbit named D50. Of course, we have the personal track, which is much better than it was in previous events. This time we have an actual St. Elmo's engine, Lexington. Then further down the road here, just have to finish these up. We have the Red Alert, which is actually a recolor of a skin they sold us, which was baby blue and black, but I think this one actually looks better and it's free. We have a new weapon camo for the Lexington, so all of these things are huge positives. So, what is the issue? When we head back inside here, now unfortunately I did just spend all of my keys, but it is one cache in particular. When we come up to the table here, the gear cache. The reason being is that when you open this, a lot of players, and especially today when I was reading the chat, I wanted to see what other players' experience was, not just people that I was speaking to on a personal basis, and myself included here. We are getting way, way too many gear and skill mods out of these. Now, when I mentioned that in the chat, I was actually just briefly saying hi to Pure Prime. So, hey, shout out to I'm Pure Prime. He's a really good dude. I said these need to go. And his response was, well, they will help out some newer players that don't have any mods. Now, I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. But when it comes to a community event, people are chasing the highly sought after items, like I just mentioned, the Lexington, the Manhunt exotics, heck, even some of the older ones, Turmoil knee pads, things of that nature. They're not looking for mods. But if you're going to put mods in these caches, at the very least, make them maxed out or very, very close to max. Because hunting for keys, coming here, for example, one person said, I had 75 keys. I used them all on gear caches. Out of the 75 keys, 50 of the rewards were all mods. And I've had a similar experience. I was not happy. And it's just like when you're hunting for the Riker caches out here in the open world, you have a chance to get mods out of those as well. So if you're going to have mods in anything, the gear cache there, don't have them in the Riker caches that we have to track and hunt down. Those are supposed to, especially if to go find something. Once you do, and you don't know the locations like the back of your hand, like most people do by now, when you're going on that first scavenger hunt, you find one and you blow up the cache, you want something cool to come out of it. You want to feel like, oh, that was worth my time hunting that down. And yes, a lot of exotics are dropping out of those things. A lot of named items are dropping out of them. I actually got a prototype festive delivery. Could I get a prototype rapid D50? No. I got a festive delivery though. And yes, I know there's one on the personal track. I got swap speed. Ugh. I can't wait until we can recalibrate prototype gear. But anyway, I digress. Hunting those down should give you something really cool and it should feel rewarding to chase after them. And the same thing goes for the caches that are here at the White House. I read plenty of comments that people don't really care for the apparel. They want the gear. And I get that prototype gear, the percentages are going to be low. That makes perfect sense. But during an event, you know players are going to go after the highly sought out items that are in the game, players that are returning, or they missed them when they were first around. That's what they want. They don't want gear mods. So I think that that is overshadowing a really cool and really fun event. I have not had this much fun in New York in a long time. That's just me. Feel free to disagree. It's totally fine. That's just my opinion. I really like the whole environment. I love how the weather changes. I like that enemies are constantly coming out of nowhere. I like fighting the hunter. This whole thing has been a blast. But then once I've spent however long grinding for keys out there and I come back here and I open a bunch of caches and get mods, I feel like I've wasted my time. And that's unfortunate. The other thing is the hunter outfit that they sold in the store. I think that that should have been earnable. Why not every time you kill the hunter, you earn a new piece of his outfit? Like, as you can see, I'm wearing the shirt, as it's called in the store there. That would give you a reason to stick around in the storm and hope the hunter spawns, because it's not a guaranteed spawn that, he will appear once the storm starts to subside. But yeah, it would give you a reason to want to fight him so that you could earn the full set. And that's just my 2 cents on that one there. But yes, I think that the hunter outfit should have been earnable. It would have been a nice little touch. And then, of course, yes, we do have the new marksman rifle in Paradise Lost, which some people are having fun with, others don't really care for. I still have to give it a shot. I did get it. That was a nice addition, a good reason to go back into the incursion. So, but yeah, unfortunately, these caches are, I don't know, they're making people not want to grind quite as much because they feel like their time isn't worth it. Now, I will quickly touch on a few things that are coming. During the dev stream, and this is going to split the community again, apparently the PvE Dark Zone is here to stay after the season ends. They're going to make some tweaks and adjustments, so it won't be exactly the same as it is now, but apparently it is going to stay after this season ends. So, say what you will about that. Graphical issues on PlayStation 5, a fix is coming on August the 11th for that. I'm on PS5 and I don't have any issues, so if anybody's experiencing whatever the graphical issues are, could you please let me know what they are in the comment section? I would genuinely like to know what people are going through. And then, of course, we have the new Incursion coming on August 11th. I think it's called Black Rain. Something Rain. Forgive me, I forget the name there. And a PTS should be on its way at some point too before next season drops to see what the changes will be like to the Dark Zone and whatever else is to come. So, but they said that they've heard our feedback and we'll make some adjustments accordingly. So yeah, anyhow, this is something that I thought was worth talking about because we still have 2 more weeks left during or for the event, sorry. And during that period of time, I don't think they're going to adjust what we get out of the gear caches, unfortunately, in terms of especially reducing how many mods we get or making the mods max rolls or maybe a percentage off, something like that. So at least when you get one, you're not like, oh, well, that was a waste of a key, you know? So, but now I would love to hear from all of you. What do you think? Are you happy with this event? Overall, I am, aside from getting too many mods, way too many mods, and having horrible RNG, which is on, it is what it is, but I do wish I could pull a decent Rabid D50, a prototype version, out of those caches. So I'm going to continue to hunt for them each day, which does give me something to do, and I like being in this environment. So, but yeah, I really genuinely would love to know how everybody else is feeling now that we are 1 week into the event. Are you still grinding for stuff? Are you having good luck? Or are you getting a bunch of gear mods? Let me know down in the comment section. Other than that, if you could be so kind and drop a like on the video, that's much appreciated. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing for more Division 2 content. We're on the road to 25,000, which is awesome. Thank you guys so much for everything. So hit the sub button if you're new so we can continue to grow. Links for Twitter, Discord, all that good stuff are down in the description in case you want to follow me on any of them. Other than that, I did post a video for the Scout Week number 7 in case you still need to know what to do. So feel free to watch that. But for now, that is it for me, agents. Thank you so much for your time, and I will see you in the next video.